If you haven't heard already, there's some big recruiting news flash out of Missouri as Bellevue West quarterback Daniel Kaelin has now decommitted from Missouri just 4 days after Raiola committed to Georgia. Now, what does that mean for Nebraska? Well, Nebraska only really been going after 2 quarterbacks for the last 6 months. Raiola all in, but another one was 3-star quarterback Daniel Kaelin out of Omaha there. Kalin was also the first player Rhule followed on social media way back when he first arrived in late November, and along with Raiola was one of only 2 quarterbacks the Huskers pursued for the last 6 months. Now, if you don't know much about Daniel Kaelin, he's rated as a 3-star quarterback, again out of Bellevue West in Omaha. He's 6'3", about 205 pounds. And he currently holds about, I think, 15 Division I scholarship offers, one of them being Nebraska. Now, he ranks as the number 4 player in the state of Nebraska, as well as the 483rd player and the 28th rated quarterback in the nation. But in my opinion, these numbers are way too high, as in he should be closer to one of the better quarterbacks in the nation. But all these recruiting sites base their rankings on physical attributes, total playing time, the strength of their competition in high school, etc. But what they don't consider, and probably to me should, especially for quarterback, is their football IQ. When players come to a college and work out for a team, they just don't measure their arm strength, speed, their agility, things like that. They also measure their IQ, and especially on a quarterback, this is very important. Kaelin's IQ was off the charts. I mean, you saw numbers that you just don't see, mainly from a high school kid. He just sees things differently than probably 99% of any other quarterback at his stage, and probably a lot better than a lot or even majority of the college quarterbacks already here. This kid sees the field that well. I'm telling you, if you watch his film and then you see his results on his IQ test, he's way above it. But believe it or not, these rankings and all that, they don't really even consider that attribute, which to me on a quarterback is very, very important. And he just sees things different. Like I said, probably better than 99% of any other quarterback, and this includes Dylan Raiola. Now, he doesn't have Dylan's arm accuracy, is versatile, is playing. Dylan's played in some top-notch high schools, even going down to Burleson, Texas, all the way to Arizona. So there's a good reason why Dylan Raiola is the number 1 quarterback. I'm not saying he's better than Dylan Raiola. Please don't think I'm saying that. But is this kid can dissect the defense quickly and get rid of the ball where he needs to get rid of the ball, to which to me is more important than all the physical aspects and attributes. Trust me, this kid can make the throws, has a good arm, strong arm, and can move in the pocket. So combine what he can do with his exceptional football IQ, the Huskers would be sitting pretty well if he decides to commit to the Huskers. Now, he hasn't officially committed yet, but I expect him to probably do it soon, maybe even this weekend. Also, with Kalin decommitting from Missouri, and if he does commit to the Huskers soon, the Huskers might be able to grab an official visit from Ryan Wingo. He's the wide receiver out of St. Louis, who just earlier announced an official visit to Missouri. And now with their quarterback decommitting and leaving, does Wingo think things through and at least follow his footsteps, because of that? Probably not, as Wingo's one of the top recruits, not just top wide receiver, top recruits in the nation. So he's going to go wherever he wants to go. But I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't at least get the Huskers, get Nebraska an official visit from Wingo. Doesn't mean they're going to get him, but it might lock in an official visit. Now, I know Daniel Kaelin could commit elsewhere, But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out, that he has to be leaning the Huskers right after. He's been on Missouri. He's been locked in and committed to Missouri for a long time. And now in the same week when Raiola decides to commit to Georgia, well, then he decommits. Rhule has been so locked in for Dylan Raiola that now he's on the verge of not even having a 2024 quarterback commit at all. As this is kind of a blessing in disguise, I don't know if, because Rhule has been so locked in on Raiola, has he actually sat down and watched Daniel Kaelin's film and looked at his IQ test that was given. This, to me, is more important than physical attributes. I've always believed this. Have you ever seen the quarterbacks that can make the decision, that know where to go, where to throw? I mean, now don't get me wrong, your quarterback has to be able to make the throws and be athletic enough to play the quarterback position. If that's the case, your valedictorian would come in there and be able to play quarterback. So they still got to have it. To me, it just offsets some of the attributes that you might look in a quarterback, especially a high school quarterback, because you usually don't get this kind of IQ from a high school kid. So what's he going to be like once he gets in here, gets some development, from Satterfield and Rhule? But a high football IQ will make up a lot of things. And Kaelin is way above that average IQ for a quarterback that even a lot of the college quarterbacks right now even have. So, let alone other high school quarterbacks. Coach Satterfield does a lot of things in his offensively, so he needs a quarterback, definitely needs a quarterback that can come in, pick it up quickly, know what he's looking at, and read what he sees on that defense and do it well. Now, Daniel Kaelin's definitely not going to be coming in here, not going to be as athletic as definitely not Jeff Sims, and probably not even as athletic as Harbor, like I said. But depending how well Sims does this year, Sims could end up going early to the draft as just Sims' physical presence. 6'4", 220 pounds. He runs a 4.4 40. NFL teams are drooling over a kid like that. So they're already putting him high on their list. So he don't have to come in here and look like a Heisman quarterback. If he comes in here and can make them throws look average, above average, with them attributes, he's going to go first round. Because the team's going to take a chance on him, thinking, okay, we need to develop him. It really depends how well he does this year. And if it doesn't go as well this year as he thinks, he could easily come back for one more year. He's got 2 more years here. He's got 2 years here, which I feel then if he does come back, I'm telling you right now, it wouldn't surprise me, and I really believe by the end of spring and definitely by the end of the summer fall camp of 2024, then you would see Daniel Kaelin as the backup, the number 2 behind Sims. And if that really does happen, you're probably going to see Harbor hit the transfer portal. Wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. But that's getting way ahead of ourselves. So I see Daniel Kaelin committing probably this weekend, which would give Rhule his 7th commit and probably put the Huskers right around number 22, number 23 in the nation at that time. Probably still keep them around number 7 in the Big Ten. But trust me, after recruiting is over and at the end of all this, expect Nebraska probably number 4, number 5 in the Big Ten, and probably have a top 20 nationally, really depending on some of these bigger recruits like Brandon Baker, Nathaniel Frazier, and even Aiden Breland, what they could do. They could really boost Nebraska's ranking that way. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and help us get to that 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. And also follow me on TikTok and Twitter at Big Red Country. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, go Big Red.